Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to kick things off with a little story that I believe everyone needs to hear at least once in their life. There was a father who, before he passed away, gave his son an old pocket watch. He said, "This is the watch your grandfather left behind. It's 200 years old. But before I give it to you, I want you to take it to the jewelry store down the street and ask them how much they'd pay for it." The son went, came back, and looked disappointed. "Dad, they only offered $100 because it's so old and worn out." The father smiled. "Now, take it to the pawn shop." The son went again and returned with the news. The pawn shop only offered $20. They said the glass face is scratched. The father nodded. "Okay, now I want you to take it to the city museum. Just show it to them. Don't sell it." The young man went, and when he came back, he was in absolute shock. "Dad, the museum curator offered to buy it for $375,000. They said it's a rare masterpiece, one of the few left in existence." So, what's the lesson here? It's the same watch, but in the pawn shop, it's junk. In the museum, it's a treasure. People are exactly the same. If you place yourself in an environment where you are always available, always easy, you will be valued like an item in a pawn shop. Today, we're going to talk about how to stop being the person who is at everyone's beck and call, how to stop being a discount item in the eyes of others, and start becoming the treasure of your own life. If you've ever canceled your own rest plans just to help someone who wouldn't even ask, "Are you okay?" then this video is for you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now, because we are about to go on a mindset shift journey that you do not want to miss. Let me introduce you to a friend named Ethan. Ethan lived in a quiet little town. He was the kind of guy where if someone's car got stuck in the mud, they called Ethan. Roof leaking? Call Ethan. Need someone to watch the cat, fix a fence, or just need a shoulder to cry on? Call Ethan immediately. Ethan never said no. He believed that helping others was the ultimate measure of kindness. But there was a problem. While Ethan was busy fixing fences for his neighbors, his own farm was falling apart. Weeds were overgrowing, and the roof of his own house was rotting away. Ethan's mother used to sigh and say, "Son, you help the whole world, but who is going to help you?" Ethan would just laugh it off. "It's okay, Mom. One day they'll remember my kindness." But that day didn't come the way he thought it would. One afternoon, dark clouds rolled in. A massive storm was about to hit the town. The villagers scrambled to protect their crops. Ethan, out of habit, ran over to help Jacob, his neighbor, cover his haystacks. They worked tirelessly. Only when Jacob's hay was safe did Ethan rush back to his own home. But it was too late. The torrential rain had destroyed Ethan's entire wheat field. He sat down on his porch, rain dripping from his hair, staring at the muddy mess that used to be his hope for the season. He had saved the harvest for everyone else, except himself. Do you see a reflection of yourself in Ethan? I bet you do. We often think that always being there is a virtue, but in reality, it can be a toxic habit that is draining your energy. Seriously, are you the type of person who apologizes to a table if you accidentally bump into it? We often apologize for things that aren't our fault and say yes to things we absolutely hate doing. Why is that? Psychologists call this people-pleasing. It's not just about being nice. It usually stems from fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of conflict. Fear that if I'm not useful, people won't love me anymore. There's a concept called fake guilt. It's when you want to say no to a coworker asking for a favor on the weekend, but you feel guilty, like you just committed a crime. But remember this, you are not responsible for other people's emotions. If they are disappointed when you refuse, that is their problem, not yours. If you've ever felt this fake guilt, comment a 1 down below. Go ahead, confess. We are a judgment-free community here. Back to Ethan. After that stormy night, Ethan broke down. He went to see old George, a wise farmer who lived by the river. He asked, "Why do I feel so empty, even though I help everyone?" Old George pointed to the river and said something I want you to remember. "Ethan, look at that river. It feeds the trees and the animals. But if the river didn't have banks, what would happen?" Ethan replied, "It would flood and destroy everything." George nodded. "Exactly. Even kindness needs boundaries. Without banks, a river becomes a swamp. Stop being everywhere for everyone. Be somewhere for yourself." Old George's advice isn't just a life philosophy. It's an economic rule, the law of scarcity. Imagine this. If diamonds were scattered on the street like gravel, would people spend thousands of dollars on an engagement ring? Definitely not. The value of something increases when it is limited. When you are always available, 24/7, your perceived value in the eyes of others drops. They start taking your help for granted. Take John and Carol, for example. John takes Carol for granted when she's always around. But the moment Carol is happily chatting with someone else at a party, when her attention becomes scarce, John suddenly sees her as more valuable than ever. But don't get me wrong, we aren't playing hard to get just to manipulate people. We are doing this to protect our soul. Stoicism teaches us a great lesson about love and relationships. Love is appreciation, not attachment. When you try to please everyone because you're afraid of losing them, that is attachment. You are enslaved to their approval. But when you know your worth, you set boundaries. You become a guardian standing watch over your own peace and the peace of others. You know what? When Ethan started saying no, a miracle happened. The first time he refused to help Jacob because he had to fix his own field, Jacob was shocked. But then, Jacob did the work himself, and people started to respect Ethan's time more. Ethan's fields turned green again. He smiled more. The world didn't end when Ethan stopped helping. It just changed for the better. I know what you're thinking. Sounds great, but how do I say no without being hated? Don't worry, I've got 3 mantras to help you set boundaries without feeling guilty or rude. Write these down. 1. The sacred pause. When someone asks for a favor, don't answer immediately. Say, "Let me check my calendar/schedule first, and I'll get back to you." This pause breaks your automatic yes reflex and gives you time to see if you actually want to do it. 2. The kind but firm refusal. Try this. "I'd love to help, but my schedule is fully booked right now. I hope you understand." See? No long explanations. You don't need to invent a story about your cat being sick or your grandma having a sore leg. "My schedule is booked. Booked because you need to rest," is a valid reason. 3. The alternative, the pivot. "I can't take this on for you, but I know a person/tool that might be able to help." This allows you to still be helpful without sacrificing your time. And most importantly, remember, saying no to others is actually saying yes to yourself. You are saying yes to your health, your family, and the important goals in your life. Let's go back to the young man and the watch from the beginning. You are that watch. If you leave yourself lying around in a pawn shop where anyone can use you for a cheap price, you will always feel like you're only worth $20. But if you know how to place yourself in the right spot, if you know how to protect your time and energy like a treasure in a museum, the world will look at you with different eyes. Don't let others determine your price. Don't discount yourself just to be accepted by the crowd. Be like the new version of Ethan. Build fences for your garden. Let your river have banks. When you stop being available to everyone, you will see that the people who truly appreciate you will stay. And more importantly, you will find the most important person in your life again. You. If today's story touched you, please hit like on this video to spread it to those who need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I have a small challenge for you. In the next 24 hours, practice saying no or let me check to at least one request that you don't want to do. Then come back here and comment to let me know how it felt. Thank you for listening. Remember, you are priceless. See you in the next video.